Hey friends, welcome to another rousing episode of Young Money. Today we will be talking about how to protect your leather footwear, specifically with Obenauf's Heavy LP Leather Preservative. That's right, that's what we'll be going through today. Waterproofing and protecting your leather products and footwear, so stay tuned, watch out for that. But first, why are we doing this? Why are we talking about protecting leather footwear on a personal finance and financial independence channel? Well, the answer to that question is because in order to become financially independent, it's super important, guys. Listen to me, super important to actually take care of the things you buy, right? It doesn't matter how nice of a car you buy, whether it's a $100,000 car, $500,000 car, whatever. If you don't actually maintain it, make sure it gets its oil changed or whatever you have to do with those electric cars these days. If you don't maintain your products, folks, they are going to die way sooner than they could. And it's just very frugal and a great idea in terms of the long run money you save and in terms of allocating your assets wisely to just take care of your products, spend that little additional time taking care of your products and making sure they have a long, healthy lifespan. And that, folks, is why we are going to be talking about preserving your leather goods today, specifically your leather footwear. So before we begin, one of the first things you all should do is make sure you put some kind of protective barrier or layer around your workspace in case you care about it, not being dirty and or messy, or in case it doesn't belong to you and the person who it belongs to will start yelling at you if it does get messy. So one of the most important things you can spend your money on is great footwear, specifically quality footwear. Now that's an important point, all right? Frugal doesn't mean buying cheap, nasty stuff that will break down in 1 month, 1 year, whatever. Those kind of things that are just cheap, you should never buy. It's not worth it in the long run. Being frugal means spending your money wisely on things you care about for long-term value, all right? Hear me out, long-term value. And one of the best things you can buy with your money is great footwear, specifically leather footwear. It's great, and if you take care of your leather footwear, it can last you your lifetime, in fact. And that is why today, folks, we will be talking about how to preserve and leather condition these here Sperrys. I know Sperrys aren't the most expensive shoe, but they are great shoes, and they deserve to be waterproofed and conditioned properly so that they do last long time. And you may not necessarily want to apply products on your particular Sperrys to make them last longer, but this frugal guy, Young Money, does. So before we begin, it's important to make a disclaimer that whenever you apply Obenauf's or most leather preservatives of any kind, whether it be Snow Seal or whatever, it will darken the appearance of your leather goods. So if you really like the color of your particular shoe, don't apply this Obenauf's without spot testing it first, making sure that you like the color it'll turn out to be afterwards, all right? That's a big warning from Young Money. So with that, let's begin. The first step before you apply any Obenauf's to your leather goods at all is that you want to make sure they are cleaned up and there isn't any dirt or dust on them, right? So in order to do that, I have this leather care kit from Kiwi. By the way, folks, all the products I'm using here today, I'll put a list down there for you, little links, just for you folks, my lovely viewers. So click on those if you want any of the stuff that's mentioned in these videos. So I got my nice leather brush here, and this horseshoe brush is basically what I'm going to do to just clean it up, you know. These Sperrys, they've actually had Snow Seal already applied on them, right? So that's why the color's already a bit darker. And hopefully I can find a little picture to link and show you guys before and after effect color differences of the Snow Seal are, just for you, my lovely viewers. And one thing I did want to talk about is why I'm applying Obenauf's now instead of Snow Seal. Well, Snow Seal is a great leather product that also does many of the same similar things that Obenauf's does in terms of waterproofing your leather goods. But Snow Seal itself wasn't that good for letting your leather breathe, right? There's all this talk about letting your leather breathe. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I decided to try out this product because I've heard really good reviews about it, and I heard it's supposed to condition your leather, you know, make sure it doesn't crack and stuff like that. And I'm a little bit afraid that with the snow seal I put on all my leather goods, it won't be able to breathe and, I don't know, will asphyxiate or something. Or maybe it'll just become brittle and cracked or something. So I want to try this stuff out. Plus, I can make a little video about it just for you. Leather shoes are now polished up. They are ready to have Obenaufs, that's how you pronounce it, right? Obenaufs applied onto them. So let us do that. How do you do that? I don't know. I don't know either. So let's watch a YouTube video and check out how other people are doing it. All right. Now that we know how to apply Obenaufs, or I know how to apply Obenaufs, let me teach it to you. So on the instructions here, it tells you just basically apply with your fingers, right? This stuff, it's super soft, right? So it's easy to just pull out with your fingers, and the warmth of your fingers is supposed to help it melt down into your leather goods. So let's begin. That's how it works. Oh, look at that. Nice new can. So all we want to do here, folks, is just grab a little bit. It's kind of like beeswax. It'll just melt with your fingers, and then you just kind of just spread it on out everywhere you want this stuff to be on your leather goods. And it says to do this approximately every couple months so that your leather goods remain in tip-top condition. And I know these Sperrys, they've had a rough summer, so gotta make sure to treat them real well. That's all you do, folks. Just let it melt in your fingers and then just rub it in. Rub it on in there. And you can, folks, remove your laces if you think they will get in the way. But for me personally, these are leather laces. I think they can use some conditioning. So I'm just gonna leave them. There we go, folks. One shoe done. Obenauf's protected. So after it melts, after you get some on your finger and it starts to melt and you rub it in, right, it kind of cools off real quick, right? And it kind of just becomes like a solid wax on your shoe. I don't know if you can see that, but it starts kind of waxing up and it starts not becoming a liquid anymore, so you don't have to worry about it just running off or anything like that. So just leave it on there, let it sit and dry, or whatever it's called, solidify, and it'll look good. So the container says that you should do this twice if you live in really wet conditions, and it will definitely help waterproof it a lot. But for my purposes, living here in beautiful, beautiful Colorado, I don't think I'm gonna need that much water protection, so I will just do about one coat approximately every couple months or so, right? Every time I feel like I need it. And real quick, off the bat, I can just say that putting it on this shoe definitely darkened it, right? You can see comparatively, color, the one that just got Obenauf applied to it is definitely darker already, even though these shoes have already been darkened by Snow Seal. And one thing that I also do want to mention is Obenauf is supposed to be a conditioner as well, whereas Snow Seal pretty much just waterproofs your leather goods. So what that means is Obenauf is at least supposed to take really good care of the leather. It's supposed to make sure that it doesn't crack and dry up in places, and it looks pretty good. Just on observation, right after I applied it, the leather actually looks really good. It feels a little more supple. So maybe it'll do a great job of that. I will update my comments if anything changes, but I think this will be good, and hopefully I can post a little picture of these shoes after a couple months and let you all decide. But my initial impressions are that it'll work real well, and there's supposed to be something about this product where heat makes it release oils, right? So I think it's like where you put your feet, or where feet have the most contact in the shoe, and like where it bends the most is where this oil is naturally going to go to and help out. Which parts that might be more likely to crack. I don't know. I didn't invent this stuff. I'm not marketing this stuff. All I'm saying is I think it'll help protect my leather goods from water and make them last much, much longer, and that's worth it for me, folks. So with that, let's get started on shoe number 2. All right, so as I'm beginning the second shoe, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's already been done on these guys. And as I mentioned before, I have used Snow Seal, which is a different product on these particular Sperrys before. And I have to say, I think I like Obenauf's more than Snow Seal, just because the application process is much easier. I may do a video on Snow Seal pretty soon, but if I do, just know that the application of Snow Seal either requires a hairdryer or an oven, some kind of item to heat up the leather basically is needed for Snow Seal. Whereas Obenauf's, it's real nice because all you need is your fingers. Obenauf's you may need to apply more often than Snow Seal, but since it also conditions your leather and maybe it also makes it feel a little bit nicer and will hopefully last longer because of that, it might be worth it. It might be worth it. Alright folks, I think I'm done. Gonna relace these suckers, walk around in them. I think you should let this stuff sit for, I don't know, it doesn't say on the can how long these things have to sit for. But I would guess you should probably leave them for at least 24 hours. Let them breathe, let the Obenauf soak in, right? Pretty cool stuff. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what these are right here, they are shoe tabs. And what they basically do is prolong the life of your heels, of your shoes. Because I don't know about you, but for me, that's the part that wears out quickest. And I think I'll do a little video of that coming up shortly. So stay tuned, look out for that. Obenauf's some cool stuff. Looks good. Just be warned, like I said before, it will darken the color of your leather. So just make sure you're okay with that or spot test it beforehand. Like I said, folks, just make sure you buy nice quality things, right? Not just nice quality things for the shits and giggles of buying nice quality things, right? But buy nice things that you actually care about, that bring you some joy in life, and then use them, right? Like for me, personally, I would not buy a nice guitar. It means almost nothing to me to have a nice guitar sit around my house because I wouldn't use it. I don't know anything about guitars. But nice shoes, nice leather goods, things that will last a long time. Make sure to spend money on those. All right, folks. I think that's going to be it for me today. So, right down there, folks. Once again, please smash that subscribe button if you found any of this content useful. Smash that like button. And all of the products used in today's episode of Young Money will be linked below. One more thing, just a quick little bit of information on the Obenaufs. If you have it on your fingers and whatnot, it comes off right real easily with soap and water. No big deal at all there. And I've heard I have a soothing voice. I don't know if that's true, so I guess for the outro, I'm just gonna read you all the contents of this container. So let me know if my voice is soothing in the comments below, or if you have any other comments on what I did today, whether I missed any spots, whether I need to be more entertaining, whether this pink shirt looks good on me, whatever. So, Obenauf's leather preservative. It was originally developed by for firefighters, reinforces fibers against scuffing, yet leather still breathes, waterproofs longer and better. Regular use will extend your investment. Propolis tree resins used by honeybees to weatherproof and disinfect their hives. Resists mildew, mold, and bacteria which attack leather. Apply by hand as body temperature helps melt LP into damp or dry leather. Apply at room temperature. 2 applications last much longer in severely wet conditions. For more information, see obenauf.com. The only industrial strength leather protection tested and proven by leather research laboratory to resist dynamic and static water penetration, scuffing and abrasion, caustic chemicals, manure acid. It actually says this resists manure acid. Salt, premature cracking and parching, stitch, tear, and dry rot, mold, bacteria, and mildew. An Idaho wildland firefighter developed this unique beeswax propolis suspension formula to protect leather against caustic fire, retardant chemicals, heat, water, and abrasion. Natural oils are gradually released into the fibers as long-term lubrication. Heat or continued flexing causes oils to be released faster. Leather gets oiled when and where it needs it most, instead of patched and cracked. Obenauf. Get some in the link below.